Hi, and welcome to Australian Gamers Friday Night Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Yog.
Tonight we're going to be talking about the game poker tournament thingy.
Blizzard's upcoming announcement.
A kid arrested for sort of not being a terrorist, really.
Okay, and a couple of new screenshots that are out there we wanted to discuss.
That was all a bit vague, so we're probably going to have to actually
clarify things now.
All
right, let's
also,
work on
I'd like to point out that
clarification.
announcement has more ends than that.
Did I spell it wrong?
Very.
I don't care. You know, see, this is the problem that we have here, right? I spelt that wrong. No one else is going to see that. No one else is going to know. You have to bring it up.
When you spell things that I have to read, I would have nearly said announcement then.
Yeah, but that would have been funny.
Yeah, no.
And actually, I wish you'd said announcement.
Announcement.
Yeah.
And I would have you would have said, what the hell are you talking about? And I would have said,
no, actually,
well, that's what it says.
No, I would have kept on talking. I wouldn't have even realised.
Probably true.
Just Matt being Matt.
Matt obviously knows a cool word that I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish I knew what an announcement was.
Yeah. Anyway, first off, I actually just want to say we had a fantastic night tonight. We dropped into the launch party for a little place called AFK.
Are we going to try to be like all clever and time travel-y and say that was yesterday?
No, I can't be bothered.
We can't be bothered?
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday night.
It is Thursday night right now. We are recording this.
Indeed.
We went to the launch party for a place called AFK Cafe.
Yep.
AFK, yes. Which is...
not to be confused with the JFK Cafe.
That's right.
The food's better, but it's kind of dangerous.
Yeah. I was on a roll there. I was...
Yeah.
I've lost it.
Yeah.
That's right. Yes, AFK Cafe. It's got LANs and computers and food there. Funny that. It's a good combination. It looks really nice.
It's actually, it's pretty nifty. I was quite impressed. It was not at all dingy. Well, it was kind of dingy, but only because the lights were off.
Yeah, and the reason for that is we arrived a good 24 hours early.
23 and a half.
23 and a half because we were still late.
Yeah.
But we managed to...
We were actually late for being early.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I know. That's not too bad.
So,
but we completely messed up the time, so I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was a good effort. It was.
So I walked in and they're like, "No, you're not supposed to be here." Like, yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
They're like, "No, really." And we're like, "No, our names are on the list." They're like, "Oh,
it's funny because
tomorrow."
You got the date, like you got the time wrong, and I corrected him on the time, but it never occurred to me to actually check the date.
Well, you know.
So yeah,
sometimes Thursday, Friday, 8ish, 7ish.
We'll be doing a bit more of that tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow after this podcast. But anyway, back to the topics at hand. Let's work backwards because we seem to do that so well.
We do
we do tend to do that.
We
Not
do
always
sort of
well,
yeah.
But new game screenshots. There are a couple that
there's been
that stood out.
There's been a bunch of screenshots recently announced for the big AAA. How many A's? How good do you have to be to get that many A's? Because they always say a AAA title.
A AAA title.
But who actually determines that your game is a AAA title?
More importantly, do you ever hear the phrase a AA title?
You really don't.
No.
And no one says, this is a B grade title.
They do say A grade title. So there's A grade, and they do say B grade title.
Yeah, but people never say it of their own game.
No. How'd that be a publisher coming, check out this fantastic B grade title? They would say it's a B grade type game or... Like Stop the Zombie was sort of based on B grade horror.
But it was an A grade game,
an
AAA
grade game based on
B grade movies.
Movies, yes, okay.
So no one's
that does not disturb me as much as just what happened to the AA. That it just seems gypped. Like what?
I can't help thinking it's needed for batteries, but I know that's just totally stupid, and also AAA is a battery.
But appropriate and funny, so yeah.
No. But the
new screenshots.
New screenshots. The ones that really stood out for me, starting from the least important. Well, not least important, but Burnout 5, which is now known as Burnout Paradise.
Really?
Yes. Burnout Paradise. We've had a few screenshots.
Isn't that lovely?
It's it's a lovely thing, and it sounds like it'll be very pretty. I don't really know why Paradise doesn't seem like the sort of Burnout. Dominated, death, pain, destructo, takedown.
It sounds
but
like
Paradise.
It's a similar kind of title if you didn't know much about the game. Burnout, Paradise. It's sort of the same as Dead or Alive, Extreme, Beach Volleyball. You know,
or Savage Garden. I always thought that was a bit. And if any band was not in any way savage, it was those guys.
Yeah, but
they can fly you to the moon and back, but they ain't savage.
But that didn't bother me. Savage Garden just
It
always
always
conjured
bothered
up
me.
these images of like a garden with like Venus flytraps and dangerous plants, cactuses, and it's
But
a
even then,
savage
they
garden.
can't back it up because they're such a bunch of pansies.
Gay too, actually.
One of them's gay.
One of them's gay. Where's the? I don't know about the other one. He just sort of faded
no,
off
I
into
think
obscurity.
he's not. He's dead. But who cares? They're musicians. They're supposed to be gay.
Right.
David Bowie's kind of gay. He was. I have no idea where I'm going
No,
with that. But I have no
you
idea what the
really
relevance of one of them's gay is.
I don't
either.
even know how we got to Savage Garden. And
We were talking about Burnout Dominator.
Right,
Sorry, not Burnout Dominator. Burnout Paradise.
so great. We go from Burnout Paradise to David Bowie's kind of gay. Congratulations. That's not
yes.
too bad.
Anyway,
Burnout Paradise. So it looks pretty, does it?
it looks pretty impressive.
Yep.
There have only been a few screenshots of it, but yeah.
See,
PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
realistically, a Burnout game cannot be defined by its screenshots. It has to be defined by the videos.
Yeah,
Or the gameplay
videos
sort of thing.
and actually playing it.
Yeah, because that's what gives the best impression. Because really, that one screenshot in the actual game you might see for 1 millisecond as it flies by.
Yeah, and then you get smashed into a wall.
That's right. And then everything slows down and you can appreciate things.
Yeah, you go, oh, look,
It's just like in real life.
bits of my skull.
You crash your car and it's like, oh, wow, I never realised that building was there. But anyway, what other screenshots?
Other screenshots probably just more important, but not as many of them.
Don't try and justify it, just
Assassin's Creed.
Yep, more Assassin's Creed goodness.
Which are particularly interesting because they're more combat based rather than showing like pretty landscapes and stuff.
But still that dull, muted grey colour.
Is colour expensive?
I think so.
Can the new consoles, do you have to like choose between polygons and colours?
No,
I don't really understand.
I think it's simply their way of saying, oh no, this is old. It's set in the past.
I reckon
they didn't have colours back then.
I reckon it's set in the Dark Ages and they've increased the brightness and that's
right.
washed out the colour.
The contrast has just sort of been decreased.
So they've washed out the colour.
Yeah.
It's there's no colour.
But in the same respect, Assassin's Creed is still a game that makes me moist in all the right places.
It does look spectacular. And actually, I'm really interested because the detail in the actual combat looks quite surprising. Like when you look at the pictures, normally when someone fights in a game, it's like parry, stab in head. There's not really a lot of nuance to it, you know?
Right, yep.
Lop off arm. There's not a lot of... But like this has him kind of ducking over someone's sword, so he's got like one of his arms over the guy's sword,
yep,
and he's like leaning forward to actually spear him, like to stab him, sort of under the rib cage and stuff.
It sounds like more a Prince of Persia move, as in like creep up behind and push X, and then it does this move, as opposed to
perhaps
having that much control over it. It is by the Prince of Persia guys.
It would be nice to see combat done in a way that's not rag.
You know, it's interesting for some reason. Especially you're talking about lopping off limbs and things like that, it brings back very fond memories of someone in the forums will no doubt remember it. It was a PC game, and I haven't seen another game like it since. You literally lop people's limbs off to the point
where... This is
where...
really familiar.
Yeah. It's as in you're fighting with a sword, bang, 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 and then if you get a cut in and they don't block, you can completely slice off their arm. Different parts of their arm, I think. You can actually slice off their leg and they hop around on one leg.
Fantastic. What happens if you take off both legs?
I think that's the end of it. But the funniest thing is if you take off both arms.
Oh, that's
the character,
funny.
Like you can't do anything, but you just run around with no arms.
Nice.
I think that's brilliant.
Did you ever play the game Bushido Blade?
No.
That was a PlayStation-based one, and it was very...
That was the obsessive samurai one, wasn't it? It was like the
Bushido Blade 2 was really obsessive. Yeah, it was to a degree. Like, you could actually be killed with one blow.
As in, like, it actually takes 100 years to complete. Like, it's accurate. Samurai... I don't know.
100 years?
100 years, yes.
You actually think it takes 100 years
to become a samurai?
How many samurai... How many samurai would there be if it took 100 years to learn to be one?
Well, look around you. There's not that many, are there? Yeah. I don't know.
You're a special boy. Anyway, yes. Okay. They had sort of similar things in that where you could, if you hit people's arms and legs, they actually couldn't use them. And it would affect the moves you could do if you'd lost like one arm because you didn't have the...
I love the concept of that, but in the same respect, it just doesn't appeal to my button mashing nature sort of thing. So
it can be fun though. I remember playing once and I won a battle in like half a second because I immediately just ran forward and did a lunge.
Yep.
And that was it. Game over.
That's not too bad. Anyway, look, completely off topic again. That was
the third game.
The third game is
Devil May Cry. Everyone's probably seen. They released like 60 screenshots, and they look absolutely spectacular.
I must be the only person in the world that just doesn't care.
I've never really cared about the Devil May Cry series, with the exception of one neat little bit of trivia, which is the fact that Devil May Cry, the original, was actually the first draft of Resident Evil 4.
The game. Okay.
Originally it was going to be a Resident Evil game, and it was just too actiony, so they changed it and made it its own series. But yeah, originally it was written up and the engine and stuff were designed as a Resident Evil game.
Fair enough. Okay.
So I just think that's interesting. But it always was an impressive game, impressive looking. And then the next one being on the Xbox 360. I thought it'd be on the PlayStation 3, but I was wrong.
That's a bit of controversy there, isn't it? Yeah. But anyway.
It looks stunning. Really, really good. And one thing that is really impressive about it is just to see what they're able to do now with the next generation, like the games that are coming on the systems now. Yeah. Because you see the games that first came out, and then the sort of the
Gears of War. Suggesting that Devil May Cry is a third generation.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you've got the games that were kind of launch titles. Then you've got the games that were maybe a year, 6 months to a year after launch. I still sort of think that
Gears of War, in terms of graphics, is still good. I get the impression it's almost the pinnacle of what the 360 is capable of.
I think that it's easy to think that, but there'll undoubtedly be games that prove you're both wrong, stupid, and smelly.
I don't smell. No, I really don't. No, I don't.
Little bit.
No.
Anyway, the point.
Okay, what's the point? Yes?
The point is it looks friggin' shiny.
Okay, no, fair enough. I like shiny. That's good.
Shini's
I haven't actually seen any of these. I really should have looked at them, but post them all up in the forums or something. I want to see at least a couple of them.
We'll post them up, but you can go to websites that aren't ours and you'll see them.
You'll see them. Yes. Yay for accurate and updated news.
Yay for other people.
I actually just want to skip betwen our topics here.
I
want to jump to Blizzard's upcoming announcement.
The announcement, yep.
The announcement, yes. And the thing behind this is Blizzard is making this big announcement, and they're not saying what the announcement is.
I love when a company is big enough that they can announce an announcement.
Yeah. It's almost like the Grand Theft Auto counting down for the Rockstar counting down for the trailer to Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. Blizzard is announcing this announcement that's coming out. We don't even know what it's for.
In fairness, Blizzard are actually just responding to a rumour that was saying that there's going to be a StarCraft 2.
Really?
And they basically responded by saying, we can't really tell you, but there will be an announcement.
Oh, okay.
On the 16th.
Yeah, the announcement's on the 16th, and it's going to be in South Korea for some, obviously because... Well, actually, that's interesting.
It's not at all unreasonable.
I mean, they wouldn't exactly make a big announcement about World of Warcraft in South Korea.
Yes, they would.
But South Korea is so well known for being supportive of StarCraft.
But the thing is that...
It would make sense for that... something StarCrafty to be the announcement.
It's not that they're going to South Korea to do this announcement. There's like a World something games there.
I know, but
they're there for an event.
Yes, but that makes sense.
But while you're in Korea, you might as well announce the StarCraft too.
Exactly. I mean,
I know that's what I'd do if I was in Korea.
But think about it. I mean, did you know StarCraft? The 1.15 patch just got released in April 2007 for StarCraft.
April 27th.
27th.
A patch came out for StarCraft.
My God. That's amazing.
It's easy to look at something like World of Warcraft and pull out a calculator and figure out just how much bajillion dollars they make.
Yep.
But you consider that games like StarCraft and Diablo are still selling literally like hotcakes.
Off the shelves. The StarCraft is still...
on
the shelves
such a big game.
EB and stuff like that. Do
you know what one of my favourite bits of Bloodhound Gang is?
What?
There's just this weird little snippet where someone says, how do you let someone know that your hotcakes are selling well?
Yeah.
Which
amuses
me
where's the
greatly.
relevance?
I said they sold like hotcakes, and I thought, if you had hotcakes, And it reminded me of that.
Okay, good. Thank you, Mr. Tangent.
That's all right.
Okay, so anyway, that's Blizzard. They're going to announce something. And we all look.
Their actual quote was kind of interesting and a little bit revelatory, if that's a word. Which was that they said we have a very strong connection with the characters and settings of StarCraft, and do plan to revisit that universe at some point in the future, but don't have anything new to announce in that regard at present. But they might in a month.
Yeah, or it could be a completely new game. And if it is, look, realistically, I don't know. It's hard to get your hopes up anyway, because if Blizzard are announcing a game, whether it's StarCraft or something else, we won't even see it released for about another 5 years or so, probably, anyway.
Yeah, when it's done.
You know, I mean, whatever happened to StarCraft Ghost, you know?
Yeah, that one got shelved, and I always thought that was strange. Like, of any company that's kind of got some deepish pockets at the moment, you would think they would just go, let's just make it.
But that's kind of it, is they can afford to go, actually, this isn't the game we want to make,
yeah,
so let's just scrap it.
Just,
you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's Blizzard's big announcement, which we have no idea what it is.
Anything
actually, we do know what it is. It's an official scoop. It is actually the announcement for StarCraft 2. You heard it here first.
World of StarCraft, maybe. Did you see those screenshots? They were genius.
They were very well done.
Genius.
But anyway, okay. Let's move on to the game poker tournament thingy.
Yes.
You can explain this a little bit more.
The best way to get it explained is to stop our podcast now and go to tournament.com.
Right.
Actually, go there now while listening to us, and we can narrate.
We can narrate, talk you through it.
Talk you through the site. No, actually, it's an interesting concept. Basically, what they're doing is a system online whereby you have a virtual wallet, and when you lose, $1 is removed from your virtual
wallet. When you
wallet.
get killed...
Yes, sorry, when you get killed.
In a game like Counter-Strike or whatever.
Counter-Strike and Half-Life 2 are what they're doing at the moment.
Yep. You lose $1.
You lose $1. If you kill someone, you get $1.
So it's video game gambling.
It is indeed video game gambling, with the exception that it's based purely on your skill. It's not luck.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see the concept that there's a way you could maybe make money with your gaming without actually becoming a professional gamer or without dedicating yourself to that kind of level of training.
It certainly is the next step in regards to generating some sort of income out of playing games. I mean, think about it. If you were really, really good at Counter-Strike and you played online all day, you could potentially make a lot of money. If you
don't even have to not ever lose. You just have to win more than you lose.
Yeah, let's say you need to kill 30 people an hour.
Yeah.
Great. There's $30 an hour. You know, it's like, sweet. Done. Deal. And it's US dollars as well, so...
The question... and it could be a very interesting sort of Darwinian process as well, in that people are only going to come on here if they think they're going to win.
Here's the other thing as well, though. I mean, as time goes by, as the game progresses, people are going to remember you and realize you. You will build a name for yourself, and they will avoid you if you are really good. Wouldn't they?
I don't know. I guess some
I would imagine. As in, like, if you've been playing all day, like, if there's one thing that's going to make people play more Counter-Strike, it's the potential to earn money if you think you're any good, which everyone, usually does. I don't think anyone that thinks they're not...
Well, bear in mind also...
Anyone that doesn't think they're good at Counter-Strike tends not to play anymore because they just get killed and it's not fun.
Yeah, Counter-Strike has reached such a level that if you're not good, you might as well just go home.
Yeah. Well, you would be home because...
no, I get that. That was kind of a metaphor.
Right.
But yeah, the other thing that's probably worth mentioning is that Counter-Strike is a team game. So you might not necessarily mind this guy being better than you if he's on your team.
Here's my question. How much do you win or lose if you manage to kill someone from your own team?
I don't know, actually. But you could certainly make some people angry.
Yeah.
When you lob a grenade onto the ground.
Because that's the thing. Lob a grenade even if there was no penalty, you accidentally throw a grenade on the ground and kill three of your teammates, leaving only one left.
Yeah.
That one
is dead.
Is dead. He's going to lose money. He lost money because you screwed up.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yes, he did. But given that there's money involved, you might have to pick your teams.
In the same respect, though, with the usual team game, I mean, you've got you've got your snipers, you've got your forward attackers, you've got your defense. Like everyone has a skill in the
football?
professional teams and things like that.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing.
Yeah.
There'll be
running back, lineman.
That's right. There'll be drug tests and things like that in this one soon. But that means that some people are going to get in the team are going to get a lot more kills than the other people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're in a position that gets them kills.
That's right.
Rather than one that's... Like if you were playing Unreal Tournament, for example, defending the base won't get as many kills, but it is a necessary...
That's right. So, I mean, I wonder if they have some sort of team payment system sort of thing, you know what I mean?
That would make sense, wouldn't it? Where every kill is divided among the team.
Anyway, I do like the concept. I mean, I'm not offended or against gambling at all. I don't really do it just because I don't have any money.
Well, it's not gambling. I mean, gambling, the point that the definition of gambling is games of chance. Chance has to be involved for it to be gambling.
But by that you're saying that a game like poker, it requires no skill.
No. It requires a combination of skill and chance.
So does Counter-Strike.
No, there's no skill involved. There's no chance involved at all.
There's a chance that the people you're playing against are
better than
dimwits. You.
There is a chance that the people have less skill, but that's not chance.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes,
because it still ultimately comes down to whether you're better than them.
Yeah, I know, but your skill is relative to the other players.
Yes, but it's not chance.
But Counter-Strike doesn't have any sort of auto match-up facilities or things like that. Like, it doesn't... Does it?
No, I don't think so. It's just team against team. And if you're the best, it's because you have more skill, not because you got lucky.
But you might... no, never mind. Anyway.
There's chance in everything.
Yeah, I know.
You know, someone might just happen to come around a corner and you shoot them in the face.
I still see it as a type of gambling. You are gambling in a way.
Yes, but you can see it that way all you like. You're still wrong because by definition it is not gambling.
I think it's cool, but I also think that it's a scary possibility that people would start to throw money away or throw money at it in the same way they would any other betting.
I see what you mean.
You know what
there is certainly the possibility to go, I know I can win this. I know I can win this one. I'll just put a few more bucks in my wallet.
Yeah.
And I'll just a few more games.
It's sports betting on yourself sort of thing. It is I know it's not gambling by the strictest definition, but it is still. Well, I mean it's. See, I guess it's not completely clean. It's not a completely clean way of income, so there is that element of dodginess to it.
That's one area in which you and I obviously
disagree. I'm not against it.
But one thing that you and I obviously disagree with or differ in there is that you actually care. To me, in any game, there are winners and there are losers. If somebody is going to win $20, somebody else is losing $20. But you see, they made that choice.
No, see, I care here because. When was the last time you met a Counter-Strike player over the age of 15?
How's that relevant?
Because
dude's got $20.
They're kids.
So?
Like they're
good.
It's the equivalent of getting a gambling addiction or habit.
Not if they're winning.
But if they're not and they think they can, or if when you go to a casino, like you might win a couple of rounds and you're like, yeah, you know, you'll keep going. You'll keep playing till everything is gone, and then you will
the choice to do that.
Then you'll try and play again to try and win your money back. Or it's that same sort of mentality would be based in this kind of game.
Yeah, it could be. Again, I just don't care.
Well, you're not going to play it, so why are you even talking about it then?
Well, because we thought it might be interesting. But I just don't care. If people want to come on here, get addicted and ruin their own lives, I don't really give a crap. It doesn't affect me at all.
But it does if it becomes a bad thing to the video game industry in the same respect.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Or even something like World of Warcraft addiction.
You've got World of Warcraft addiction, which doesn't even deal with money.
No.
You've got this, which does.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing to make people addicted to playing Counter-Strike online all day, every day. It's another thing to actually
make them
addicted
and broke. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me. I love the idea, but I do think that it's like giving credit cards to kids, sort of thing. It's like it's that. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
No, all right. No, valid points, and it's something that will need to be watched.
Indeed. Let's move on to our last topic for this evening. A kid arrested for being a terrorist. Now, why is this related to video games at all?
Well, because the reason he was arrested, this young gentleman, was
he a gentleman?
He was, in fact, a gentleman.
Okay, yep.
He was actually, I believe, valedictorian. No, not
Really?
valedictorian. Honest student. He was an honest student.
Honors. Okay.
What he did that was so appalling that he actually needed to be arrested was that he made a map. I'm not sure which game, but I think Quake or something like that.
Yep.
Of his school.
So he made it. Okay.
And he and his friends were actually playing the game set in the school.
Yep.
I always wanted to do that as a kid. I always thought that was the coolest idea.
I did that as a kid.
You did that?
I did that. I made a map of my school. Oh, the main classroom area sort of thing. Because we used to play laser force. Oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. It was a Sega light gun.
Yeah. I know.
Lock on. We used to play lock on in around the school, and like we had a guy that had access to the school and the church. That was pretty funny actually. We'd turn all the lights off in the church, go there on a Tuesday night around about 8 o'clock, and we'd all take out lock on and have team based lock on games around the church.
Nice.
The best area for playing lock on. Just think of all those pews. You just hide behind them. It was awesome. And churches are creepy places.
They are creepy places, yeah.
And all you'd see is these little tiny red dots sort of creeping around.
Yeah, nice.
So, yeah. Anyway, sorry, off topic. But yeah,
I
made maps.
But only just because, I mean, the point is that that's actually a pretty goddamn reasonable thing to do, in my opinion.
Yep.
Yet he was arrested and investigated quite thoroughly. Police came to his house. They raided his house. They took a deadly weapon from his house, which was a hammer that he had because his bed was rickety and he was fixing it. Right. And they took that as a potential weapon. Now,
it is a potential weapon. This microphone is a potential weapon.
Yeah, everything is a potential weapon. That's a quite bizarre thing, you know.
My shoe is a potential weapon.
Especially if it was one of them bomb shoes they got.
I know.
Now.
Or those ones where you load a clip into it and you can take down the whole... I don't know.
But the bomb shoes are real.
Really?
Yeah, the dude on the plane was trying to light his shoes. He turned out to have like an explosive substance on the sides of his shoes. I think
did not know about
Nike actually sell them now.
Really?
Bomb shoes you can just go into
in Afghanistan specifically?
No, anywhere.
No, anywhere.
Can I get them bomb shoes?
Them bomb shoes. They're the latest brand.
Yeah.
Kids don't even know. They're just like, yeah, it's the latest. I want some. You might blow up. I don't care. It's cool.
Yes, but the thing that's particularly interesting about this whole case is that this whole making a Quake level thing raised a red flag to administrators of the school, but it was the only red flag. This was not some loner who was writing, horrible poetry. He was a well-liked, popular boy who was an honest student at the school.
Yep.
And who just happened to make a game.
They can't take any chances these days, though.
Well, no, God, no. You certainly wouldn't want to not overreact.
But here's the thing. I actually think in today's... I mean, look, what can they really do at schools at the moment to avoid these massacres? If a kid really is...
Not have guns?
If a kid really is nuts, right? If a kid really has serious issues and problems... It's America. He'll be able to get a gun.
Yeah, he can get a gun.
He'll be able to take it into school. How do they... There really is no way for them to prevent these things happening. It's unfortunate.
It is a hard thing for... Because everyone looks at the people around Virginia and says, why wasn't it stopped? Blah, blah, blah. They're all the warning signs. Well, God knows how many kids have the warning signs.
I don't know. What are they going to arrest? Every single emo kid in every school in America?
Every single disturbed emo kid who writes upset poetry. Like... That's a little... Yes, admittedly, arrest the ones who are going to kill everyone. Admittedly.
But it's like the warning signs are all there. Yes, it's called adolescence.
Yeah, I was going to say, the warning signs of being a young, messed up kid.
So I can understand them picking this kid and saying... I mean, think about it.
But if there's a profile...
You're dealing with people that aren't used to or didn't grow up with video games themselves. So what do they see? They see a kid who's recreated the school
for training and simulation purposes.
That's right. And I can understand them looking into that, but arresting the kid and going full on and
you could certainly understand
a hammer as a deadly weapon. That's just retarded. I'm sorry. That just the officers need to hit themselves over the head with the hammer
With the hammer,
go,
yeah.
hold on, we're stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing that bothers me is not so much the administrators, that's bad enough, but the actual forum on the bottom of the article that I was reading.
Yep.
The comments were amazingly retarded. Basically, people saying, oh, yeah, fair enough, they should have arrested him because you can't take any chances. Like, surely there's a more...
Does that mean that back in the day I would have been considered a terrorist?
You probably are now. They're going to retroactively arrest you.
That's awesome.
Because there's one we missed.
Yug is a terrorist.
Yeah, you've done federal offences recently.
Yeah.
We got on the plane, and when we were going to Perth,
that's right.
Yug turned around and was going to take some photos of the
Matt
security
got pulled up for a security check-in. I just think it's always hilarious when anyone gets pulled up to, they run that scanner thing over you and put your arms out, sir, and it just looks embarrassing and funny. And I wanted to take some photos of that happening to Matt because he got pulled up, and so I did. Oh no, it wasn't Matt, or was it Andrew?
No, it wasn't me. I think it was Andrew because I didn't actually get
Andrew from Oran, who was on the flight with us, and I'm standing there taking a bunch of photos. A security guard comes walking up the stairs towards me and says, "Excuse me, sir, I need to see your camera." Like, okay. Like, I need you to delete those photos you just took. Like, really? He's like, yes, it's a federal offense to take photos at security checkpoints.
Yeah, federal offense.
Okay.
Nice
and he
work.
actually, I turned my camera and went to the thing, he's like, delete that. No, that one's okay. But it's a little bit weird. You shouldn't really do that.
Yeah. Is that a sheep?
So, yeah. It wasn't a federal offence.
It is a federal offence. You done a federal offence.
I didn't get charged.
You federal offensified.
If I didn't get charged, it didn't happen.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, yeah, anyway, what's happened to this kid? Do we know, or...?
No, this is a very recent thing that's just happened. So, presumably he's been questioned and let go, but I'll look a bit more into that, because hopefully someone gets punched for it. It's just silly.
It is a bit silly. It's a bit crazy. We live in a crazy world.
We live in a world where people seem very ignorant, particularly older people who are in charge of stuff seem very ignorant of the way the younger people are, act and live.
Mm. That will change though as time goes on.
We'll be the older people and we'll be wondering what all these kids are doing with their crazy, whatever it is that kids are doing.
Yeah, but we're not really going to be thinking that the video games cause them to blow things up or do things.
Not video games, but the next thing might. We understand video games.
Virtual reality did it.
In the same way that parents aren't really worried too much about music as much as
their parents used to be back in the day.
Their parents were.
I want to finish off this podcast just saying one thing which makes me very excited, and that is that the Fallout 3 trailer is being shown on June the 5th. It's being released on the Fallout 3 website. And I just find that exciting. I've played enough of Fallout 2 to realise it was a fantastic game.
Yeah, a lot of people have really raved about Fallout 2.
Funny.
Fallout 3 kind of vanished.
So, well, it's because I can't remember the developer's name.
It wasn't Bethesda or someone, was it?
No, I think they're the ones that are doing the new.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Fallout 2, I can't remember.
I know what you mean though. The company that were making it closed down.
Black Hole Studios. I think.
Right.
So yeah, they closed down. So anyway, but yes, so I'm just excited by that. I think that's cool, and everyone else should be. Well, there's a lot of countdowns to trailers and countdowns to announcements and things like that lately, as opposed to just announcements.
Yeah. It's
kind of annoying actually. So
it's a little bit kind of grandstandy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our stuff is so famous and important that we're going to count down till the time where we tell you when it's coming eventually. Like, it is a bit odd.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, let's wrap this one up. Another one in the bag. I don't know.
There's a bag.
There is.
Should we mention that we
bag.
saw Spider-Man 3?
We saw Spider-Man 3.
We probably shouldn't actually talk about it much more than that.
We saw Spider-Man 3. Thanks, everyone. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I loved AJ's post because I made a post. We saw Spider-Man 3 in the forums. Right. AJ's post was, I'm not going to bring it up, but go read it. It was basically, I liked Spider-Man 3 except for if they could have just taken out these bits. MJ loves Peter loves MJ, Harry hates Peter hates Harry, and just Spider-Man hates Sandman, and just this whole love, hate, love, hate, love, hate, all the way to the end. And it was like, I'm reading this going, my God, he actually just captured the entire essence of the movie in this.
It was a little excessively sentimental, but the action scenes more than make up for it.
Action scenes
Probably
are
worth seeing, just to check it off your list.
But
if nothing
my
else. God,
if I have to watch another close-up of some teary-eyed hero or villain talk about forgiveness, I'm just going to smack someone.
Yeah, I know. You should have thought of that before you were a baddie, you bastard.
You should have thought about that before they were bad. Well, you shouldn't have done that. Like, just, we have to forgive each other, and I forgive you, and I don't care. Kick ass.
Yeah, just punch him in the face now.
You know, don't forgive him. Just smack him. Come on.
Cut his ears off.
Yeah.
I don't know why that. I just thought it would be.
Yeah. But anyway.
But it was also missing one important thing, I think, which was a scene of...
nudity, yeah. Oh, sorry.
Of almost nudity with Kirsten Dunst, like the first movie. Which was on TV the other day, and I watched it just for that scene and then walked out.
Fair enough. Yep.
The wet. You know the scene.
You know
the scene.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll talk to you again next week.
Yes, we will.